All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our Zoom with Drew Allar. As always, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. We'll start with Rich Garcella.
Good morning, Drew. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Drew, where are you? Where's the offense in through three games in determining what you guys can do, what you guys can't do? Do you think you're close to that, or you're still trying to figure those things out?
I mean, I think it's always an ongoing process throughout the year, no matter what. I don't think you ever find yourself at the spot you want to be really throughout the whole year. I think we're always going to be that constantly evolving offense and playing to our strengths and weaknesses, depending on, the team we're going against and that sort of thing and the things you want to take advantage of. But, I'm really happy. I think we've had really the last 3 weeks of practice going back to our third game and through the bye week. I think we've had really good practices as an offense. And now it's just about going out there today and having another really good practice and executing on third down today.
Max Ralph.
Hey Drew, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Look, I know it's a ton of new personnel for Oregon compared to what you saw last season, but how much are you able to use from that game? Are they showing you some of the same tendencies on defense? I mean, that's a game where you guys, despite the loss, scored 37 points.
I mean, yeah, I think you're able to watch it a little bit just because it's the same staff. So, there are similarities, but I mean, it's not like the exact same. Obviously, like you said, they have a lot of new personnel between guys that they either brought in through the portal or just guys that, maybe didn't start last year that are starting this year. I think overall they're a really good defense, obviously. I think you can just see that by looking at the stats. I think, their secondary is really good. They're going to challenge every throw in the pass game, and they're very physical and disruptive. So it'll be a good challenge for us. And I think the guys in their box between their linebackers and D line are really good too. So it's going to be a fun challenge. Obviously, they're a really good team, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Mike Gross. Mike.
Okay. Hi, Drew. Thanks um, for bearing with me. Um, I know about 1-0 this week, and your process is the same. Do you ever have moments when you're just doing what this particular week for you and for the team?
I mean, not really. I think it's about going 1-0 every week. Never looking into the future, never looking into the past, just staying in the present. I'm here on a Wednesday, like I'm not in Saturday yet, so I'm just going through our game plan, studying it, getting everything down, the checks and everything like that, and really just mastering everything I can master right now. So then when it does come to Saturday, I'm able to just go out there and play football. I mean, at the end of the day, it's football. Like, obviously they're a really good team, but you know, it's a game of to play and enjoy. So it's about going out there and having fun and executing the game plan that you've worked throughout to master. So that's kind of how I look at it. I look at it as staying present right now and not really looking into the future or the past.
Neil Rudell.
Hey, Drew, just following up on that, um, staying present, is it harder on a week like this where everyone, I mean, the whole eyes of the college football world is upon you guys, and I'm sure more demands on your time.
No, I mean, for me personally, no. I think it's just about focusing on myself and what I need to do for this team to be successful. And at the end of the day, I never look at outside noise, whether good or bad, because I don't think it really, I think it's unfair to, take advice from the outside world where they don't really know what's going on inside the building every day. I just focus on myself, my teammates, and my coaches, and doing whatever I possibly can to get better and put ourselves in the best position and be the best quarterback for this team to be successful on Saturdays.
Kyle McGonigal.
Hey, Drew, sorry if you were asked this already, but going back to the Big Ten title game and that performance that you had against Oregon, some big time throws in that game. Where does that performance, where does that game, when you look back on it in the preseason or in the offseason, kind of stack in terms of your development and how you kind of saw yourself coming into your own as a starting quarterback at Penn State?
I mean, yeah, I think, I took a lot of things away from that game. I think overall I played pretty well throughout that game. Obviously, the two turnovers kind of hurt us. So just learning from those things. But I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I did last year. We're a different team. They're a different team. We're different players as well. I think everybody has grown and gotten better on really both teams. So, just because I had a good game last year, doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to have a good game this year. It's always about earning that throughout the week, and you earn it Sunday through up until the game. And when the game kicks off, that's when you just go out and play football.
Mark Wogenrich.
Hey, Drew, excuse me. Thanks, Drew, for your time. Coach Franklin on Monday talked about kind of the cross scouting process where you would scout the defense would scout the offense during the bye week. What was that process like for you of being scouted by the defense, particularly Coach Knowles, maybe some of the players who weighed in? What did they share with you that has helped?
Yeah, I'm not I'm not really gonna share what was said. But yeah, it was a lot of good information. Obviously we have a really good defensive staff, and I'm always learning from them no matter what, whether it's a bye week or we're going against an opponent. I'm always learning from them and those guys on the other side of the ball, because I'm always trying to get better in my process and pick up anything that I can to put myself in a good position. But yeah, so I did learn a lot, but I'm not really gonna get into specifics of that.
Otter Snyder.
Hey Drew, thanks for your time this morning. You guys have had a lot of success using tempo so far through those first three games. Why do you think that is, and why do you think you guys maybe operate well as an offense when you're going up tempo?
I mean, I think it's a combination of things. I think, it's plays that we all really like and just know like the back of our hand. And I think Coach K and the offensive staff does a great job of sequencing those plays for us and, presenting us looks throughout the week of what we're going to get. And I think it's just about going out there and really executing. I mean, no matter what, like if it's a tempo play or if it's out of the huddle. And I think, it's just about execution at the end of the day. And I think we've done a good job so far of executing off tempo. Now it's just about building off of that and building really execution around the board, no matter the situation we're in during the game.
Daniel Gallen.
How are you doing this morning, Drew?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. James has talked about the significance and the emphasis of developing chemistry with your three transfer wide receivers through the first 3 weeks of the season. How do you feel like you did in that respect? And moving forward, what else do you feel like is there room to grow with those guys right now?
I mean, I think there's always room to grow, no matter if they're new to the program or they've been in the program for a while. I think that's always an ongoing thing, and you're always building chemistry throughout the week. I think we've done a really good job with those three guys specifically. I think they've all shown flashes through the first three games, and really excited to go out there and just again play another game with those guys. They're all about football, that whole room in general. We have a lot of young guys in that room that are really taking the next step in their progression as well. So I'm really excited just to go out there and play with those guys.
Donahue.
Good morning, Drew. We appreciate your time. I wanted to ask about Luke Reynolds. Obviously, he's seen a lot of targets from you through the first three games. What has he proven to you, proven to this offense with an expanded role so far? And ultimately, what do you think kind of separates him from most tight ends across America?
I mean, yeah, I think he's earned that expanded role. And I think, one thing about all of our tight ends, because of the position coach that we have here, Coach Howell, being a former O lineman, like you have in order to play here, you have to be able to block in the run game. And I think all of our tight ends in that room specifically that, play every Saturday can block really well in the run game. And you can't just be a one-dimensional tight end in our program. And I think they take great pride in that. So that's why you've seen expanded roles from really all those guys in that room. But with Luke specifically, I think, one thing that really all of our tight ends have, but with him specifically, is making guys miss after the catch. I think we saw it the last 2 weeks that we've played a game. He'll make the first guy miss. I think that's kind of rare to see from, tight ends across the country, just because, you're usually bigger guys, carry more weight, but, Luke is twitchy in his own right and very very big catch radius and comes down with a lot of contested catches. And same with all of our tight ends in that room. So, we're going to look forward to getting them involved as much as we can in both the run and pass game and, just build off that.
Joe Smeltzer.
Hey Drew, thanks for the time. Normally this isn't the type of question I'd ask because obviously your focus is on the opposing defense every single week more so than the opposing quarterback. But because Dante Moore is a guy that people talked about all offseason, he's off to a very good start this year. What have been your takeaways and just your thoughts on his game from whatever you have been able to gather from him?
I mean, I haven't been able to watch him at all, like really at all, like on film wise, but I've seen his highlights and that sort of thing, and I've known about him since him coming out of high school. I know he's a really talented player, and obviously playing really well in that system right now. I think he's a tremendous player, tremendous talent, and he's playing really well at a high level right now. So I wouldn't expect anything else.
John Salver.
Hey, Drew, you've obviously played in a lot of big games at this point in your career. How do you feel like you've progressed mentally in dealing with the in-game aspect of playing in big games with Rockets environments and that part of playing in those games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just comes through experience in general. I think I've been in a lot of different situations through my time here, especially being the starting quarterback. And I think I just kind of know what it feels like throughout the game when it feels good, when things aren't going right. Like what's the right response, what's the wrong response, and just really how to handle everything. Because going into this game, it's going to be a heavyweight fight between two really talented teams with really great coaching staffs on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a fun matchup from that standpoint. And it's a heavyweight fight at the end of the day. So, they're going to land shots. We're going to land shots. It's just about how you're able to kind of respond to those things and really bounce back.
Neil Rudell.
You call me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Drew. That you let us see?
I'm not. No, this is Greg's office, so I'm not
Okay,
back
I
at
thought that was
my
your house.
I've got my apartment. No, no, I still got my Rod Wave and Drake vinyls up there, so don't worry about that.
Tyler Donahue.
Sure, Drew. How important is a fast start going to be for you guys? Not just to avoid kind of the hole you had to dig yourselves out of in Indianapolis last December, but to keep the whiteout crowd engaged, to keep building them toward a crescendo. How important is that an emphasis for you guys this week?
It's always an emphasis for sure. You always want to start fast at the beginning of the game and coming out of halftime. And obviously we've always stressed that no matter the opponent, but we know it's really critical this week because they do a great job in their own right of starting fast on both offense and defense. So we got to get off to the right start for us on the offensive side of the ball, and that really just starts with our process throughout the week, with our opening game plan, openers and our game plan, and just really, being very intentional of why we're calling certain plays and what plays we're running. So, really excited for that to kind of put that together. But like you said, it's very important for us to, start fast on really the offensive side of the ball for sure.
Time for one more. Daniel Gallen.
Drew, over the summer, both James and Andy mentioned unprompted the physical development that you've done this offseason, the changes to your physique. What went into that, and how different do you feel now when you're on the field with that work you did this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel different for sure. I feel more explosive and athletic in general, and faster. And I think that's a credit to, really our strength staff here. I think we have the best strength staff in the country, obviously headed by Coach Losi. I think he does a great job of developing guys and, really, kind of steering the certain guys in certain directions because obviously everybody's a little bit different in terms of where they're at in their development. I was one of the guys that was kind of behind in the physical aspect of it when it came to the weight room. And, it's always been a constant like grinding point for me of trying to get faster, bigger, stronger, and obviously, maintaining the right body position or weight and that sort of thing. I think it's really paid off for me so far. And I think, Coach K does a great job of putting us really all in situations, not just myself, of really showing those things off. And, I'm looking forward to it because I think it's helped my game so far this year, and just got to keep building off that.